I'm going to scream this until the day I die, and I know I'm fighting a losing battle, but if you don't actively defend the shit that makes you mad, you're never going to get to say the shit you like. It's not going to work because they can just divide and conquer. Okay. This is from Real Media Player. Oh, he does not. He's not a steel toe guy. Because you have to get the internet. There's no getting the internet. They get to.
Who has to get the internet?
I got the internet going nuts.
There's about 40 tickets left for this Saturday's show. So be sure to get your tickets at eventbrite.com. That link is in the chat. Excuse me with my hiccups. Eventbrite.com. They're not going away now. They might be here to stay. Eventbrite.com for the show with Chrissy, Lila, Nick Rekieta, myself. That's probably going to sell out. So be sure to get your tickets at eventbrite.com for the Chrissy Mayr, Lila Hart, etc., everybody else show. It's going to be a very good one. And I tell you what, we just can't stop doing these packed house shows. It's great. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Front Porch Conservative, for the $5. That's going to put us at 110 for today. You should see the bear. I'd laugh forever.
I'm watching your bottom lip.
I would absolutely laugh forever. Zen Rhino quoting me, Mersh was right. Nobody is, though. And then that Eric July guy went on Nick Rekieta's stream, and he goes, oh, yeah, I can totally f those people up for doing that. And Rekieta's like, no, you can't. No. They're just putting stickers on a thing. You're not allowed to kick the shit out of people for putting stickers on a thing. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could piece them up. You can't piece them up if they're putting stickers on. First of all, don't talk like a tough black guy. You write comic books. I'm not getting involved.
I believe you.
Option. And you can get a monthly order and $1 off each bag. There's the link. CrescentMountCoffee.myshopify.com. And one more thing. The Chrissy Mayr show with Lila Hart and Johnny and myself and Nick Rekieta. 19 tickets left, I believe, was the last count when we got on the air today. 19 tickets left to that show, so it is filling up. There's the Eventbrite link in the chat and over on Rumble and Kick as well. Go ahead and click that link. Get your tickets to see Chrissy, Lila, myself. April will be there. Johnny will be there. I think Matt's going to be there.
Is he doing a set too?
No, he's not doing a set, but he's going to show up and we'll hang out. We'll have a good time. That's Saturday night at Partners Pub in Sartell. We welcome Chrissy and Lila. It's going to be a great show. Come and join us. Okay. 1:45 away from doing it tonight. Thank you guys very much. Very excited about the Chrissy Mayr, Lila Hart, Nick Rekieta show that's coming up on Saturday night.
Hell yeah.
I did find out from Jason today that we have about 25 tickets left for that.
They're going.
So that is filling up pretty quick. 25 seats left. Go to Eventbrite. Get it. Come to the show Saturday. We're all going to have a great time. Today is all it takes to turn anyone into shit. The Bad Luck Boys with $2, simply blacks. Is he wrong, though?
I mean, they will be the deciding factor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Should they show up?
I'm sorry. Is he doing Nick Rekieta's set from Saturday night?
He did a great set for a first timer.
Dude, he did really well.
The best joke he had was his ending.
But I told him this last night, or a Saturday night. I told him, I go, just do me a favor. Only do that set in front of this audience.
Yeah, that's like a steel toe thing.
Don't go to like, I just hope Rekieta doesn't in his free time go, man, I've got the stand-up bug. Let me go down to Acme on an open mic night and do that set and just watch everybody just start, their eyes start to fill with blood as and it shoots out as they weep plasma and just go, get this fucker right now. It was really good. It was really funny. I laughed so hard. But yeah, I was also like, it's just for this, room.
There's certain places where that works. This is one of them.
Yeah. They're not all going to be like this.
Plus Acme, he'll have to realize that.
This is the Nick Rekieta skinhead show. We can say whatever we want. It's totally fine.
Whoa!
No, he was just testing to see if anybody said what, so we could throw them out. I told you to say it with an A so we could bait them easier.
He'll have to realize that they don't like it when you step over your light and stuff. So like when you get like the nod, like, hey, you're done, you really got to wrap it up and go.
No. I've stepped over a light before. You have stepped over a light before. What Nick Rekieta did was deny the light's very existence.
And it was hilarious.
It
was the best joke.
Because, well, and it's kind of my fault because he's never done stand-up before. And I was telling him things before the show that, like, someone who's been doing comedy would get, but another guy would be like, okay, whatever, I got it.
Right.
I told Nick, he said, and we'll get to this. We'll go in order as to how it got this way for Saturday. But I told Nick, hey, when you get to 10 minutes, because that's all we asked him, like, hey, man, just do 10 minutes. It'll be fine. It's your first time. I said, I'll light you at 10 minutes, and that'll let you know you've done your minimum. I go, when I start blinking the light at you, we'll say that means wrap up whatever bit you're doing. Let's get Lila on. And Nick stared at both of those lights multiple times. And just, I think he felt that the lights were an option for him. Like it was.
You know,
like,
how do you feel? Do you want to keep swimming, buddy, or you want to get out of the pool?
What we were saying.
Who does text people in the shower?
We're running heavily into Lila's time. That's the only reason I'm standing here.
Why didn't you just say that?
Because you were doing your thing. I didn't want to disrespect you.
Yeah, but I didn't take a hint. Take a hint. I don't read the room. I'm black. I never learned to read.
How do you know July's comic book is shit?
I never read it. I went to public school. I got through my football scholarship. I had male cheerleaders doing all my homework. It didn't cost much. Just a little. Lila, why aren't you up here yet?
Because you have to go before she gets
Oh wait, you have to introduce her. I'm sorry. I need the protocol.
Not a problem.
Night before, what are we going to do? We talked to Chrissy, we talked to Frank. They both said, you got to do the show. And I said, yeah, we do. You know, we'd sold it out. All these tickets were sold. The room was going to be full. Lila was already in town. Nick Rekieta was coming. People had made their plans. My biggest thing was, Jason and I at Partners Pub have a great relationship. He was expecting a big night. We're going to give it to him. Mm-hmm. And number two, the people who had bought tickets, a lot of them had traveled, some of them ungodly distances, to watch this show. From Masterson's show. Masterson and Vito both tweeting at me before the show that they officially want to get me involved in the Rippaverse Eric July thing. I hate to let everyone down. While Riley may have come to get me involved, along with Nick Rekieta with the Eric July Rippaverse thing, I stood strong on Saturday. I did not get involved.
Oh, okay.
Not once. Still not involved.
I could have swore there was like a set or a joke or something, some stuff.
Guy's not allowed to tell jokes.
I'm saying.
I tell jokes about the Holocaust. Doesn't mean I did it.
No, but
This is the Nick Rekieta skinhead show. We can say whatever we want. It's totally fine. No, he was just testing to see if anybody said what, so we could throw them out. I told you to say it with an A so we could bait them easier. Nick told that guy to say that. He said, I just want to make sure Eric July is not here. I'm not getting involved.
It looks like it.
I'm not. I'm an artist. I'm an artist.
I mean, if.
And by the way, the Holocaust, not getting involved.
Yeah, but that's not for lack of want. Anyways.
That's a problem of accessibility.
Yeah. God, I know that one. Anyway. Oh, man. The show was great, though. Having everyone there was so much fun. It was just a really weird setup. Because for me, it all started Saturday. Like, for me, Friday night was like, all right, I got this thing to do tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
Well, we did a thing where we scrambled. We had all of this, this stuff planned, and it all went out the window. Your headliner's not there for the show anymore. Luckily, we had Lila, we had me, we had you, we had Nick. Like, we had a deep bench,
Yeah.
as it were.
And we didn't know how good Nick was going to be.
We didn't. We had no idea. It was his first time. And that was kind of the linchpin to the whole thing. Like, Nick going way over his time and killing, and the room absolutely loving him, was kind of the turning point when we all went, oh, this show just went from, hey, we did it, we were able to get it done, to this is a good show.
This is a good show.
This is a good show. So,
But it's like, I would make them less, but no, they did, they bred the, never mind, that didn't happen. Anyway, like, black people have it rough, that's all I'm trying to say. Jesus, you guys are terrible. And they did that, and then, like, the Jews come along and they're like, well, we had this thing. It was bad. It's like, well, like, lots of black people, like, got displaced and murdered and sold, and, like, families were split up, and they're like, no, this guy named Hitler, he did this weird stuff. They're like, well, you can have a country and also the best marketing ever, introduce you to the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center, which I don't know what Southern Poverty Law has to do with Judaism, but other than putting all of them in debt. Like, I know that. I know that. What is wrong? This is not even racist. It's literally true.
before the show, like, I wake up and April and I both said, well, we're not getting much sleep tonight. Because now I'm scrambling. Like, what are we going to do? Do we replace Chrissy? Do we go with what we have? I went downstairs and I told April, I go, because she had worked it out where she was going to take Chrissy to the airport very early in the morning. And so I told April, I go, you get some sleep. I'll figure out the rest. First person I call is Geno Bisconte. I just called Geno. I said, look, buddy, I want to offer this to you first, give you a chance to say no. At least I know I called you. We could try to fly you out here. To be honest with you, I don't know where Jason was planning on putting that 25 people.
Yeah, we didn't seem like we lost anybody. The room felt full when we did the show.
And we did. We lost. 25 is a considerable amount of people. We did lose people because Chrissy wasn't going to make it. And I think if Lila and Nick weren't going to be there, kind of in that same universe as Chrissy, if they would have lost one more of that world, we would have seen that number at least double. But luckily, the people who bought tickets were really cool and really supportive and came out and had a great time anyway. It was an awesome show. And then yesterday, all of us are just wiped. I mean, we went to Benton Station after the comedy show.
I can't believe you guys did that.
Oh, God. And running on zero sleep.
Yeah.
Went to Benton Station after, did karaoke, watched Cheeseburger Pie, try to fat girls.
Oh, God. Did he go for someone else besides the unicorn
A
lady?
couple. He was dancing with a couple of fat broads.
Well, I mean, they are easy targets. They don't move very quickly.
You're right.
Catch them.
Exactly. They're like hippos in more ways than three. So we go to Benton Station. We have a great time. Then in the morning, Nick Rekieta and his wife came over. We watched Wolf of Wall Street and had some Casey's breakfast pizza.
Casey's breakfast pizza. Casey's breakfast pizza.
Before they left town, we hung out with Lila for lunch, and then she hung out in the afternoon over here, and then, went back to her room, and so her and April could get maybe some sleep before they had to leave at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, Jesus.
To go to the airport. Lila picked some weird flight.
So she's dead up there right now.
Yeah, I mean, she's out. I mean, Lila, let's see. If she left at 5, yeah, she's still in the air. She's asleep in midair right now. But it was, I mean, the whole weekend was incredibly fun. It was not the weekend we had planned, but it worked out. And, of course, the thing with Chrissy when we announced, because we're going to let Chrissy announce what exactly the family emergency was. But the one thing I did feel compelled to tell people, she recently announced that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
The one thing I did feel compelled to tell people is that it's nothing baby
It's
related.
not baby related.
Yeah.
Baby's fine.
Baby told April, I go, I wonder if Adrian would come out and do the thing. I'm glad we didn't call anybody. I'm glad we didn't offer it to anyone else because it went incredibly well without any of that. Everyone just stepped up. You went from a guest spot to doing 30 minutes. Nick went from doing 10 minutes to just totally not caring.
We could have given him the whole show.
Yeah, it was a rally / stand-up set. So The whole thing went great, and thank you guys who were a part of it. It was a fun time, for sure. We are a little light in the chat this morning, so I'm just going to pick through a couple of these. Wake up, everybody. Hit like, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. We've got a great show for you this morning, and it's only getting better from here. Grinch Girl says, Benton was a blast. Mr. Q says, biggest thing on Simcast last night was everyone wondering how Nick did. He did very, very well.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
I wouldn't blame him for thinking he has, a beautiful career in comedy available for him. Like, look, because that's the worst part. It was his first time. He's never done it before. He's seen it from the other side. Maybe he's always thought, I bet I could do that. I don't think it's that hard. And he gets on stage and he crushes it. He steps over his time. He does no wrong the whole thing. It's like, oh my God, I'm like the new Dane Cook.
I so badly want to book him at a college now.
No, if you refresh here, that's a rewind for people who can't do sound effects. Joke was, I wrote this joke. This is how you know it's bad, because I wrote it in my head. I don't write things down because that's actually my disability is writing. With my hand, it doesn't work. It shakes too much from the liquor. But that being said, I'm not Michael J.
I just want to tell Nick, like, hey, man, I got you a gig doing comedy. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. Where is it? I'm like, oh, it's going to be at the University of Minnesota. You're going to kill. There's going to be 300 people there. You're going to do great. Just go up and do the same set you did on Saturday night. And when he gets to the Holocaust interest rate joke, I'm sure they're going to be rolling.
They'll be fine.
They're going to love that.
Everybody knows everybody. So there's history with everything.
Right. So we have this Beaverton, Oregon. Oh, that just kind of works perfectly. Beaverton, Oregon City Council meeting gets interrupted by racial and gender slurs. Apparently they brought Nick Rekieta in to do stand-up. And it was a big misunderstanding because he was having a great time. He was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that the council did not allow those words.
And he didn't even realize they actually hired him for legal counsel. And he just kind of came out swinging. He's like, oh, I thought this was just another thing. I've been on a roll.
We really did start.
We started a problem.
We started a problem because now he's going to forget the lawyer part. And all these city councilors will be like, we're going to hire you as a consultant on, what we can say and what we can't say and what's legal. And he's going to show up and he's going, hey, guys, remember the Holocaust? And you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sweet Jesus, man.
We were asking you about the highway project that we have and the legality of our bid-taking process. Well, I bid $6 million, but it's actually, probably about $2 million with interest. God damn it. So here is this Beavertown City Council meeting. I guess they're taking calls.
Sweet.
Dozen participants in the public comment portion interjected with racial and gender-related slurs.
Mayor Lacey Beatty shut down.
Oh, you sound racist. Good. Yes. Yes, I am.
I think we got to book Owen next.
Yeah. He'll do great.
How about Owen Benjamin and Nick Rekieta?
Yeah, so that's the whole show. We can just watch.
Is the next Steel Toe comedy special that we bring here. Owen and Nick.
Before realizing
everybody, this is going to be the whole show. It's going to be big laughs followed by a guy going, guys, I'm not kidding.
I'm serious.
I'm being serious. You guys are fucking around. It ain't never no good.
What it do, though?
What do it do? You won't know until you read the book.
We're not getting involved.
Not getting involved, guys. I've never read the book.
I'm not even going to watch the movie.
The only thing I know about the whole Eric July Rippaverse thing is what Riley told me, what Nick told me, what our audience has told me. I've never read the book. I know Masterson and Vito told people, hey, send Aaron a copy of this comic and, have him read it and tell us what his favorite part is and this and that. And I said, guys. I think you missed the message. Not getting involved over here. Having a great time following the whole thing. But it's not my place to comment. I don't know anything about comics. I'm not a comics guy. I just find it funny that people made fun of a guy's comic book and he's losing his shit over it when all you have to do is just go, oh, that's okay. You're allowed to not like my work.
Oh, no, you don't like my doodles. Oh, yeah. Shit.
How can you be on the internet and have the assumption that nobody's going to think you're
I mean, you do a comic book like, oh, you don't like my comic book. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, really? Most people don't like your comic book. No offense, it's a comic book.
Right. You made it. I think I said in my set, it was like watching a parent try to tell their child not to bite an electric fence.
And they wouldn't listen.
And that kid was not only didn't listen to not bite the electric fence, but was downright petulant about it, like the parent didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Nick Rekieta, a lawyer, says, hey, you should probably get new legal representation and stop talking about this. And he's like, no, man, you know what the fuck you talking about. And it's like, all right, it do what it do and it be what it be. I guess.
He's never been in a courtroom before. In fact, you'd think both of you have the legal experience and the wherewithal to realize. Like,
you would think both of you would have had plenty of courtroom time by now, but surprisingly,
I mean, one
no.
of you does it for a job, the other a hobby. I mean, I get it, but
I mean, look, if you look at someone's skin and you have an 8 out of 10 chance, once in a while you're going to hit one of those 2s, you know? It happens. But I'm not getting involved, is what I'm trying to say. But to watch him sit there and goes, yo, man, because I guess what happened was people started with him and putting stickers on a storage thing that he had for his merch, and they were putting money with it, like super chats, like real life super chats.
What the fuck are you complaining about?
Why would you bitch about that? You can call me the F word 30 times on my P.O. box, and then as long as you're throwing a nice crisp 20 in there.
Actually,
on stage. No, I'm not saying that you'll be able to get away with it. I'm saying Dave Chappelle's not telling you can't. You're getting mad at Dave Chappelle for something that's the industry's fault, not his, that he has no control over. And by the way, you can say you have a problem with black people on stage and do very, very well. Ask Nick Rekieta. He killed on Saturday night and said, I believe just that. But no, you can't. I'm going to scream this until the day I die, and I know I'm fighting a losing battle, but if you don't actively defend shit that makes you mad, you're never going to get to say the shit you like. It's not going to work because they can just divide and conquer.
All right, fine. Trans lives matter.
Well, no. You can support someone's right to say that. You don't have to say it.
Okay. I thought you meant I had to carry a banner because I was like, look, man, they can do their own thing. I just don't want to carry water. I don't pick up stuff well.
Right. So I think here's what you should do. Here's how free speech should work. Some guy gets to come up to you and he goes, trans lives matter. And you go, hey, man, that's great that you feel that way. I feel they're a degeneracy and a smite unto God. And he goes, all right, cool. Well, I guess we're not hanging out today. There we go. He reportedly...
The controversy you're on, we have been responsible for some egregious shit just because...
Israeli weapons, Palestinian weapons, all made in Taiwan. Thank you, Tridio, for becoming a Baby Boot member for his 3rd month. Says, Nick loves blacks, but only at swingers resorts. Thank you, Tridio. Appreciate your support, sir.
Cannot confirm.
2:05 away from today. So people just, I guess, went in on Dave Chappelle, like walked out of his show. Amid these remarks, somebody in the audience told him to shut it. I mean, like, let's just say speed the process up.
Kept everything moving.
That's a fact.
I mean, that guy was cooking. He was on fire. It's like the oven never stopped in that place.
But those ovens would have to run 24 hours a day, and they would, you know what? I'll let Nick Rekieta tell you all about it.
It was a great set.
He did, dude.
If you missed that show.
As they say in the business, a kill is a kill. And Nick Rekieta killed on Saturday night.
At least 4.5 million times.
With interest. It didn't take long for MSU officials to apologize, also blaming the fiasco on a, quote, third-party source. Yeah, they probably have some automated trivia app that runs on their scoreboard before the game. And one of the questions was, where was Hitler born? And then you put a picture of him up there. I mean, context. To see.
No. It got theatrical release worldwide. But the only people who went to see it were in Minnesota. So,
Los Federale says Rekieta's wife looks like she has nice tits. Are they as nice in person? She's very lovely. Nick's wife is Nick and I are both very lucky gentlemen, shall we say. Semper says, making you think that way. Mike was literally a homeless dope head. Look how far he came, says Johnny 1.0. Yeah, so I don't know. I wish Alex the best. Thank you very much to Kyle. He says, don't ask. don't tell when Nick uses the Balto on you. I don't get the reference, and I'm afraid to ask. 170 away from overtime today. It's a little violent, and they're like, we can kill you too. And they're like, all right.
I sent some edits. Don't be a
Oh, there you go. Getting involved, says Scarface. Everyone's okay. Balls Deep says, I'm okay. You're okay. Everybody's okay. Balls Deep says, Nick is top tier. Good guy to be friends with. Yeah, he was
great at the show. It was a good time.
Yeah, we had breakfast with him yesterday. I felt like such a like he had a bourbon, and I was just so hungover. So I cracked a beer. I took like 3 sips, and after he left, I'm like, I am not going to be able to finish this beer. I'm fucking rat ass from yesterday, man. Did the opposite of that and started just screaming at everyone. And so then the trolls start coming after him, and they start doing things like putting stickers with money on them on his storage unit for like his merch and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on Nick Rekieta's stream and says, oh, yeah, I can ventilate people for that.
No.
You are not allowed to ventilate, or in this case, shoot. You are not allowed to shoot people for putting stickers with money on your property. If anything, see now, if you know how to handle the internet, and if a guy like a Dick Masterson or Vito or any of these guys start making fun of you by giving you money, the way you make that stop is you tweet something out with pictures, and you go, hey, guys, thanks for the money. I'm going out to dinner tonight. Should be a great time. The internet is not a place for pride and dignity. If you have pride and dignity and you think you're some shit online, there's an army of people out there who are either miserable or just really want to have some fun.
What?
Who are going to make sure that you don't feel that way tomorrow.
You make my life so difficult.
He really did just have copywritten permission to use ISOM. He made a comic book, sold the comic book. The other controversy is that perhaps he overcharged charities for his comic book, so he made money. Now, he says that didn't happen. Nick Rekieta has said he doesn't believe that he swindled charities or anything like that. But once you start not being able to take criticism and people realize that you're sensitive, they're going to start saying all kinds of shit to set you off.
They're going to blame you for everything.
So then there's this link where they believe they may have uncovered a link where the Blaze funded this ISOM project. If that's the case, this lawsuit from International School of Ministries can now involve Blaze Media in this, a quite large media organization, if you will. If they can find that this fucker got money from Glenn Beck's company, which I don't know if it's Glenn Beck's company anymore, but he's still kind of the figurehead of it.
Right.
If they can prove that Blaze Media gave this guy this money to make this comic book, and this comic book is the source of all this lawsuit controversy.
They're technically
Riley guy, that's a committed son of a bitch. That is a loyal, that's a bottom bitch. That's a ride or die right there.
I didn't even know you could drive from Hawaii.
A guy will drive literally halfway across the country because Nick Rekieta is there. I don't think it was because I was there. I was just the goofing on not getting involved guy. But he goes there just to do some wacky bit with the bunnies and the monies and all of that shit. God, he's not that loyal. Nor should he be. Actually, he might be. Johnny might actually drive halfway across the country.
I don't know. I got nothing else to do.
Riley says, you do night shows too, right? Early bird ass. Yes, sir. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 to 9 Central. But remember, what do you think I'm going to tell him?
On every day.
Not getting involved.
Yeah, I don't know if any of us believe that.
You don't see me getting involved, do you?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Is that involvement?
I feel like this is involvement.
Pool. Not a very deep pool. All right, let's go into it. You were at the show on Saturday.
I was.
Did you have a good time?
I had a fucking blast.
Can I guess whose set was your favorite?
You're probably going to nail it.
enjoyed Nick Rekieta, did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was it the Holocaust jokes? No, the 13% joke, wasn't it? You liked the 13%
That's
joke.
a little bit of all of it.
Oh, little column A, little column
Yeah,
B. You
yeah,
liked all of Rekieta's set. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, Nick Rekieta, all of this stuff, when I say Holocaust jokes and 13% jokes, it was all like on the side of the victims of the Holocaust and, all of the... Right, it was all positive things. Nothing negative. Nick Rekieta, known as a very woke, progressive gentleman, and that's all. But
yes, I've seen his podcast.
You enjoyed the show.
I did a lot. Oh my,
yeah,
it was amazing.
It was really unfortunate that Chrissy couldn't be there, but man, I was so proud of how everyone stood up, stepped up, and just fucking.
I want to say for Nick being his first time on stage, because I have thought about that. Like, God, someday maybe, maybe. I just ain't got the balls to do it. And I don't know what the fuck I'd do, but. Wow.
Green April says Matt is Nick's writer. Yeah, so Nick gives you hope. You're like, I think those same exact things Nick thinks unironically. I could do that.
I don't know if I could convey it in that way.
I just don't know if I could put. Yeah, if you guys didn't see Nick Rekieta's set, if you were there on Saturday, yeah, you know what the problem was for Matt? Matt doesn't think he could say it quite as sophisticated as Nick did. Because Nick was real subtle.
Yeah. Just a little.
Nick really kind of, you know what he did? He camouflaged his punchlines really well. You could never really tell where he was going. He didn't have to. He just, everything he said was killing because here's where Nick kind of cheated on his set. Rekieta cheated with his set because everything he said, the audience either laughed at or applauded as though it was a rally. So he could kind of get them twice. He could get them coming and going. If it wasn't funny, they were like, yeah, let's vote for this guy. And then if they didn't agree with it, they're like, that's so outlandish, it's funny. Ha, 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 ha. So it was like...
Maybe Derek could take Geno's advice and be like, oh, fuck, yeah. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe we should make this known. This is how you don't treat your alcoholic or, addicted friends who are doing a podcast with you.
That part does
suck.
Let's
handle this a different way.
Thank you very much to Helgi with $5. Says, I just got off the phone with Nick Rekieta. He said, you and April should give me power of attorney. Oh, well, in that case.
Clearly.
I mean.
Great legal advice. That dude.
Helgi, you're
best lawyer ever.
Phage Lives gifting a membership three-way with Mrs. Rekieta.
I've already kissed one of them, and I tried to on Saturday, the other one.
And Mrs. Bisconte.
Yeah.
Just smooching girls
and
all
you
the
can
time.
have Geno. And I suppose Nick, if he's interested.
Look.
Mr. Rackets.
I don't mean to say anything negative. But I feel like Geno and I, we could break Nick Rekieta. He's a twiggy man.
He's taller than you think.
He
is very slim.
He's a slender man.
Slender man.
He's very slender man.
Yeah, and Geno's actually kind of a little tank. He's barely taller than I am.
Right, but he's dense.
He's very thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreamscape Exploration. See, now that's how you plug your channel on our channel. Hey, guys, I'm new on Rumble, and I'd love to grow my following. And then he gives us prayer hands. Very kind of you, sir. Go ahead and Wall Street. He goes, oh, what the
Oh, she walks in. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Raz of Chaz says, lots and lots of Polish sausage.
Oof.
Indeed. Good old Rekieta law. Nick Rekieta with $20 says, at least they were adult orgies. That's what I was saying at the beginning of this story. Like, if you're the Catholic Church and you're the media covering this story, I mean, I know you don't say it on the air. It's untoward, as the kids say.
Remarkably.
But you are looking at each other, like, as you go over the notes before the news starts, you're like, did you see the one about the bishop? Yeah. I mean, at least they weren't a kid, right?
Not a kid. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They're always children.
That's the good thing. That's the good thing about like adult cornhole rampages. If you're a priest, is that as long as you're an adult, people they give you a pass. I mean, God won't. You're still going to hell.
It'll hurt less.
For who?
I don't know.
Right? I mean,
bigger butthole.
You're taking a man-sized though. Like, if you're a priest who's a bottom and it's an adult rather than a kid, this one's going to smart a little more than the alternative. Right?
How many creams do you think they need to pass the offering?
you could have helped out.
Can we do that Molitors thing? Would any of our friends like that? I've never been there, and I kind of want to do it.
I've been there one time.
Don't they like touch you and stuff? Don't
It
they
is
like
what
come
it
out and
is.
touch you?
I don't know if they touch you. I'm not sure. Nick Rekieta going back to bed. See you later, buddy. Take it easy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for your generosity. We appreciate it. After all of that, after all of you guys throwing in during that story the way you did, 175 is the number for today.
Neat.
Thank you very much. That's a very cool number. Never mind. I've got more people to thank. Give me just a second here.
Than the packets, anyway.
I guess, yeah, Bill. So, okay.
Poor little Bill.
Yeah, I tried to help Bill's reputation on that one, but Annoyed Wawa Supervisor's so worked up that he kind of has me cornered on that. Thank you to Matthew Q for $5 over on the PayPal end.
Thank you.
Says, I don't know what you guys did to Nick Rekieta on Saturday, but apparently he's loose somewhere in Maine. Oh no, go get him.
Oh no, there's a lot of people dead, I heard.
He's done enough damage. I don't know why.
Oh wow, he took his racism for a walk finally, and it just felt too good. Now he's upset.
He couldn't put it back on the...
Could not put it back in.
Couldn't get the toothpaste back in the tube, as they say.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Damn it, man.
Gonna have to catch him sometime.
The show that I pitched to Geno and Chrissy and everyone else, although I don't know if we'd be able to afford a show like this.
I don't know either.
I don't know how you would pay all these people. It would probably be like a $5,000 show.
Well, why don't
Chrissy, Geno, Keanu, Lila, me, Johnny, Nick Rekieta.
God, that sounds great.
Although you pay Nick Rekieta, he just gives you the fucking money back anyway.
He does. He throws it back. But we could also do like a Comedians of the Compound and just have them all in a package deal.
We could do like an all-day steel toe festival.
Oh, God, our livers won't make it.
No, probably not. We'll take the
But that's
following
okay.
week
Somebody out there would take joy in that.
Exactly. Melton. He'd be so happy if we died. Actually, no, he would not be happy if we died.
He wouldn't have purpose anymore.
No, he wouldn't have a career if we died. Not that he has one now. None of us do. But he wouldn't have a channel if he didn't have me. And you. And Johnny. And all the other stuff.
Don't forget about Oz.
And don't forget about Oz. All right, guys. We will talk to you later. We're going to come back tomorrow.
We'll toss you later.
Yeah, we'll toss your salad later.
Oh.
I'm going to go box.
Do we have an evening show? No, we don't.
No, I'm going to go box tonight.
Ooh, I might hunt.
I'll box, you hunt. I'll keep doing this. JD from GB says we need more drunk Aaron on Friday. Can't tomorrow. Heard from one side. He's a guy who read one kind of book and just repeats that book over and over, and you think he's deep.
I mean, he's a free thinker in the terms of he didn't pay anything for his takes. He took them from other people.
Right. That's a free thinker. All the thoughts were free. Outlawed Thoughts says, found this show from Rekieta and X. Hassan is an absolute dweeb. Well, thank you, Outlawed Thoughts. Somebody get that man a sub or a membership or whatever the you call it.
We have a similar thought pattern on Hassan.
Once in a while and then kind of move on. We do find the obsession funny, I will admit. We do find it funny that he's put himself in the loop of, oh shit, I can't stop talking about this guy or else I'm going to fall apart. He's now gone, well, we're going to watch his set from the Chrissy, Nick Rekieta and everything else show, and we're going to go through that. And I'm like, I mean, if you want to watch all of us kill.
Yeah, that was a really good night. Nick did amazingly well, even. I mean,
yeah.
Who are you going to complain about?
I mean,
Plus,
if
recorded it?
If you want to watch it and then yell at the sky and be angry that we're doing a gig, which is where all of this comes from, then I guess that's fine.
You're going to set yourself up for disappointment. We're doing stand-up comedy, which you're not, and it's working, which I don't know if you've seen that before firsthand.
Yeah, I mean, the room was packed. That's another thing you're not used to. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he thought we were doing poorly because he always thought he was doing well, and we're doing the opposite of what he's doing.
I think he always thought the rooms were packed because he filled them himself. Like, he covered all the seats.
That could be it. But yeah, he tweeted at me, too. He tweeted at me. He's like, we're going to watch Aaron's set. And I'm like, all right, get ready for all the laughs in it. Are you going to edit those? You probably should. If you're trying to make me look like shit, you should probably edit all the laughs out. Because
just put some crickets in there.
And then he went like SJ than I should be at the moment. B. Moore says, I've seen better swings on a tree. Gray Idols, that's pretty good for the 10th round. Yeah, Hobo, we'll get to the 10th 3-minute round, and we'll see who's standing upright, for Christ's sake. So after that, you still went all Ike Turner on your wife. Yes.
Hit me again, Ike.
Your heel won't split in half. Don't worry, says Kirkland 100 Reds, or Red 100s. Triple N says April going to get pieced up.
I probably will. You've given me little kisses with your fist on the face before.
Accidentally. Don't tell them I'm beating the shit out of you.
In the ring, Aaron has hit me before. In the ring.
With one of
no,
these. Just
you
trying
gave
to
me
keep
body shots and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
He does it where it won't make my
like
face not pretty anymore.
Hey, let's pick on a guy for a little bit because their show sucks or they don't do a show where they're not any good. Like, subscribe, share, the whole thing.